Good morning. It's Thursday,
Good morning. Time to rise and shine. It's Thursday,
November
November
21st.
21st, 2019.
Yes, it is.
2019.
All day long, like it
And,
or not.
and you get to spend the whole day with me.
That's true, I do.
Aren't you
Today is
lucky?
a home day, which is good.
It's a home day,
It's a home day.
or is it a home run day?
Both. It's going to be both.
Is it?
Yes. Good morning, Simply Dana. How are you doing this morning? I am as tired as I look. Holy cow. If you didn't see my Instagram story, that nice little, I tried to cover it up this morning. I'll go ahead and tell that story while we wait for everyone to get in.
Okay.
This nice little spot on my eye there, and my eye's all nice and swollen, is because I was at a store last night, and there was a product I was looking for, and it was on the top shelf, and I am short. So, as I am known to do, I spider monkey climbed the shelves of the store.
Because you had to get that item.
I did. And then it fell on my face.
How many boxes? Just one box fell on your face.
No, probably like 10 or 15 boxes fell. And everyone scattered. Like every other worker.
We got a crazy homeless person in aisle 5 knocking boxes down.
Yeah, everyone scattered. So yeah, that was pretty much par for the course. I can't even, yeah. It is what it is.
You can't even.
No, I can't even like deny that that's not a normal occurrence for me. I don't normally knock things off, but I am known to climb shelves. It's a short girl thing. It just is. Yeah, Jill, clean up on aisle 5. Exactly. I put everything back. Got the stuff that I
On
wanted.
the top shelf?
No.
All right, well, you didn't put it back.
Well, I did at least, yeah.
You tidied up.
I tidied up, but
Okay.
yeah. But I got the thing that I wanted, so that's all that matters. I'm 5'3". See? Like, short girl problems. Like, it's a real thing. Like, you gotta climb the shelves every once in a while.
5'3", you're 4'7".
No, I'm 5'3.5". And
Oh, and a half. Oh,
Yes.
look at you.
yes, us short girls are agile. Yeah. Like, Matt gets mad when I climb.
Well, considering you've blown out one Achilles tendon twice, and you have another Achilles that's questionable.
I climb shelves all the time. Yeah. Yeah, he yells at me because he'll come in the kitchen and I'll be standing on the counter,
Yeah.
on the washing machine, on a shelf. It happens. It's a short girl thing. You just climb.
We gotta get you one of those granny step stool things.
Right? I need one. So anyhow, that was last night. That's kind of a insight into the entire week, I feel like.
It's been a week.
It has been a week since, yeah.
It's been a week.
Yeah, Q4 is hitting hard.
It's hitting something.
So this past week, sales have been good. Sales have been, so we decided to, in Q4, to focus on Amazon this year.
Yeah.
Short girls climb shelves, great t-shirt idea. Oh, that is
Oh.
warning, might climb a shelf. Yes, all great shirt ideas. So that's been going really well, but it is keeping us incredibly busy.
Yes.
So pros and cons there that we will talk about at the end of this experiment for sure. But
Yeah.
sales are good.
Well, eBay sales are down.
Yes and no. So our eBay sales have been slower,
Right.
but our conversion rate continues to be exactly
Oh, seriously.
what it is when we're
Right.
pushing hard against eBay. And
Yeah, we've really scaled back from eBay. I mean, we're not done with eBay. We're still listing on eBay, but we've scaled it back and kind of shifted our focus towards Amazon in case you're new to the channel.
But some other interesting, if anyone cares, I don't know that y'all care, but I'm gonna share anyway. Interesting eBay happenings, I'll say, to our stores. So we knew that we could not continue eBay at the same level that we were last month if we wanted to scale eBay or scale Amazon. I'm sorry.
Right. You had to trade one for the other.
Yeah. So we've decreased our listings, our new listings, so that we just have less new product going up, so less items to ship, less items to process, that sort of thing. I also greatly reduced our promoted listing percentage and have raised prices. So all of those things in conjunction to try and purposely slow our conversion rate. But things are selling at a higher dollar value.
Why didn't you do that earlier?
Because there are times that we want that conversion rate to be higher.
Okay.
But things are selling at a higher dollar value. So our profit margin is going up, which is fantastic. And that stuff's still selling. So that's good. That's a good.
Got that going.
We got that going for us. We're really tired this morning. But yeah, so eBay's doing well.
Amazon's going nuts.
Amazon's going nuts.
You listed some stuff yesterday.
And it sold within like 15 minutes.
All of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The velocity on Amazon is no joke.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're gated
In like everything.
in like all the major stuff.
Yeah. Which is why we chose to do this experiment. So if you followed me for a while, you know that
You're dark.
yeah, and
You're short.
why trying to slow the conversion rate? Because I don't want to have to ship as many eBay items every day.
Because we're busy shipping Amazon. Because we're doing a lot of seller fulfilled on Amazon.
On Amazon. So the time constraints there, I need to be shipping less items and be getting more for each item to make up for the fact that I'm not listing as much, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
I don't know. No,
Anyhow.
Most of what you say doesn't make sense. So
Anyhow. I forgot where I was going.
I don't know.
The train left the station.
Did it? We're talking about conversion rate, slowing the conversion rate, and
So, but on Amazon, we are pushing a lot of product there. But if you followed me for a while, you know that train came back.
I see it.
I love a good experiment.
Yeah, you're a dork.
I love to test a theory. And so one of the things that I had heard over and over and over again was that you couldn't do well on Amazon without getting ungated in all of those major brands. Just that there wasn't going to be enough product out there that you could find, that you could source, whatever.
Yeah, to be profitable.
And to really make it work.
Right. So you said
Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted. I'm gonna prove everybody wrong.
Well, and it's just, I want to know if it's true or not.
Yeah.
Can it be done?
It can absolutely be done. And we're doing it. So
So we've scaled our eBay back to where, like, it's the bare minimum. So bare minimum pays the bills. Yeah, that's another one, fabulous. So yeah, I said challenge accepted, and we are working that challenge right now, and then we will get to. I'm gonna go there.
I love Fabulous. She's awesome.
And then at the end of it, we will share the pros and cons of it. One of the cons being you might take a hit to the face.
And it wasn't me.
As you try to climb a shelf. Yeah, another one was you can't monetize a YouTube video without doing haul videos in the reselling community. Challenge accepted. Did it, because...
Well...
Not because there's anything wrong with a haul video.
Yeah.
At all.
No. I mean, we just don't...
We just don't do them, and so, yeah, we were told that we would never be able to get enough views.
Who told you that?
Yeah, well, somebody that,
Somebody that you won't say.
no. So we did that because
Okay. So you don't want to give me a hint?
I just like to test all theories. All
Okay.
advice is theory until tested, and I like to test them.
Well, there you go.
So our week, this past week, has been a lot of. Oh, sorry,
What's with the hand
because I
puppet?
was trying to. No, nothing. I was doing this. I this last week has been a lot of Amazon sourcing, a lot of Amazon shipping, getting Amazon shipments out, in conjunction with trying to keep that eBay at the bare minimum. So still sourcing there, still working that, and then
And then,
Etsy decided
oh
to
boy,
throw a curveball this week.
Etsy, if you're watching, please review your policy because it is
It's stinky.
horse poop.
Horse poop. I like that. I mean, not that I like horse poop, but I like that analogy because that's pretty much what it is. So this past weekend, Etsy put out a policy, but here's what's weird. Not everybody got it. Not everyone could access it.
Oh, really?
So if you go to, and this works for some people, not everyone. I don't know why it works for some people and not everyone, but it does.
Okay.
If you go to your Etsy dashboard and you, in the web address, you take out dashboard and you type in, I believe it's customer-service-report, you get what they are calling their ODR report, your order defect or rate or something like that. It's an ODR.
Odor.
And in that you can see then this new seller requirement policy. So yes, it counts your lifetime sales, Lady Justice. And it's very, very strange because they're saying that basically I'm going to use eBay terms just because I think everybody understands them. Your order defect rate has to be below 1%
Of all the items you sell.
for the last 3 months,
Okay.
which is really low in and of itself.
Oh, it's crazy low. It's lower than like retail, which has a high.
Yeah, because if you sell, a lot of people don't sell a lot of items on Etsy, but if you sell 100 items then, and you get two
You're over the 1%.
is gonna, possibly kick me off the site. Like that's crazy. But okay, so this 1% rate. But then it says if you get 3 cases against you in the lifetime of your store.
Now wait a minute. Let's clarify cases against you. That's
So
not like they call Etsy and say you didn't ship something.
it is. So a case could be as much as somebody opens a case that they didn't receive their item. Okay?
Or they didn't receive it on time.
Yeah, so they didn't receive their item. You go into that case and you say, wait a minute, tracking shows delivered right here.
Doesn't matter. The case is
Doesn't
open.
matter. That case, since that case was opened, they're stating that that was still a negative buyer experience for the buyer because they had to open the case. So it still counts against you.
Yeah, and it could be simple as I sold an item that's blue, and the customer complained and said the item's not blue enough.
Yeah.
That could be a case.
Yeah. So
And you could even say, I'll refund you half of it, keep it, be happy. And the customer would be like, oh, you know what? That's great. I'll keep it. I can live with this blue. It's still a case against you.
yeah, Mama P says all the sellers will be gone. Interesting move. Maybe they just want to shut down the site. Yeah, I think that this is one of those things that in the boardroom,
It sounded good on paper.
it sounded really good on paper. That they were like, okay, we need to create better buyer experiences because one of the problems that Etsy has is that buyers don't come back. Their bounce rate is really high right now, and their bounce rate is, that's when somebody goes to a site, they look around, and then they leave without buying something. So Their bounce rate is going up. Their global ranking is going down. So they've got some issues. So in the boardroom, they're sitting around saying, okay, we've got these issues. What can we do to fix it? Clearly, we need a better buyer experience. Let's put some seller metrics out and get rid of, because there are cruddy buyers on, or cruddy sellers on every site.
There's cruddy buyers on every site too, but
Yes.
yeah,
But let's take
yeah, absolutely.
let's
There's-
take care of these sellers that are creating negative buyer experiences. Which, so on paper, that all sounds great.
Yeah.
But then the Etsy community kind of
Well,
went,
I think this is part of the problem is you've got people making decisions at the high level who don't necessarily sell on Etsy. They don't understand seller experience. They don't understand.
it's the same thing that happened on eBay 4 years ago.
They don't understand that 3 items lifetime on basically just a complaint
It's ridiculous.
is standards nobody can hold. I mean,
Yeah.
these standards are so crazy high.
Yeah, like it can't happen. My hope is, so in talking to other Etsy sellers, you can call Etsy. There is now a customer service number. A lot of sellers took that opportunity to call them and say, what gives? What gives, Etsy? Like, this is ridiculous. Do you want me to pull all of my items? Like, what's going on here? So my hope is that part of the reason why everyone can't see that ODR rate, even with the workaround,
Is, do you think they're revising it maybe?
I'm hoping that maybe they're going to take a step back and say, okay, maybe this was worded incorrectly.
How did you incorrectly word it? I mean, it's
Well,
pretty clear.
Maybe the 3 lifetime sales shouldn't be lifetime. Maybe it should be,
3, you know, and you can't even say 3 in a month or 3 in 30 days, 90 days, whatever, because people sell different amounts. It really needs to be a percentage.
yeah,
You know, X amount of your sales, if you get X amount,
yeah.
then, you know, when you say just a hard and fast 3 items, so I sell 1 a month, you know, I mean, so,
Yeah,
or opposed to somebody who says 1,000 a month, they're probably going to get the 3.
yeah.
So it's really not fair. It needs to be weighted.
Based on your volume and that sort of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, the lifetime seems excessive. Mistakes happen, especially if you're new.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, wicked reseller. And that doesn't make you a bad seller at all.
You know, and I'll add to that, wicked reseller. Mistakes happen even if you're a veteran.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, they just happen.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So, I'm hoping, yes, I believe
does this include?
that if you have to cancel a sale, if that involves opening a case, then it would. I'm not sure if you just straight cancel if it does. I don't know the answer to that question. But my hope is that they're going to take a step back and say, maybe this wasn't such a great
Well,
idea.
what somebody said earlier and what we all thought was they're not going to have any sellers left.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to.
You're going to blow up your site.
Nobody can keep that. There's no way.
Well, and here's the problem with it. Kawaii says my Etsy sales are plummeting. Everyone keeps saying to be more active on the site, spend more time. I'm not going to do so if my time is better spent on Mercari. And I'm getting, as sellers, we're all going to follow the money.
Yeah, go where you're getting your bills paid. And
Yeah, because the problem with this policy is, let's say that I get the 3 lifetime sales and they send me a warning, whatever. I clearly can't undo that.
Mm-hmm.
So then they nuke my store. They say, you can no longer sell on the site. Okay, I get that. All of those listings, all of those pictures, all of that time I have spent on that site is now gone.
yeah, yep.
So it's a risk. It becomes then a risk to list there.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to figure that out. If you've been around eBay for a while, you know eBay tried something similar to this. And then about 6 months in, they backed it way back. Yeah, there's no chance for redemption once they nuke your store. Yeah, it's a done deal. There's no, it's like Amazon. When you're done, you're done. So I truly believe that Etsy will, if they're not already revising this, they will revise it,
I hope so.
because otherwise no one will sell there. So what are we doing about Etsy?
We're not doing anything with Etsy.
And in all fairness, so we have 2 Etsy stores. Which is perfectly legal,
Well,
and you can do, but you have to
can't-
follow the rules.
You have to follow the rules. There you go.
But so we have one vintage shop, and then we have one print-on-demand Etsy store. So, and in all fairness, we have been whittling down our vintage store anyhow. That was the plan. About midway through 2019, we decided that,
We've seen a shift on the vintage.
yeah,
For the stuff we sell.
so vintage prices were kind of falling. The velocity was
Dropping.
slowing. So it just didn't make a whole lot of sense. And we do have multiple eBay stores, so we can list that stuff. We do have a vintage eBay store that I can move that stuff over to. And the velocity just seems to be better for the moment. Vintage has become much more long tail, which it always was.
Yeah. Vintage for us has always been a very long tail. You're always looking for the one buyer
Yeah.
on vintage. And
And that's okay, as
Yeah.
long as the margins make it worthwhile.
absolutely. Yeah, because you gotta figure those carrying costs to hold that item.
Yeah, and so if I'm holding an item for 6 months or a year and then it's gonna sell for $20, not really worth it.
Yeah, no.
Um,
No, I mean, you were better off changing that over to eBay, where we have a lot faster conversion rate.
And then I can turn that money faster and end up making more.
Yep.
So we had already planned to back away from that market, but love our print-on-demand shop.
Yeah, oh, yeah, absolutely.
It does really well. We're making good money over there. That's, a like a replenishable, I guess is the word I'm trying to say. It's you do the work once and the money continues to come in. I'm so tired.
What's the word for that?
I don't know.
Repeatable?
Yeah, repeatable. Thank you. So I love that store. So passive. Yes, it's a more passive income. You put the work in once and then it continues to sell. So I do really like that opportunity.
Right.
But for the time being, we're just kind of in a holding pattern.
Yeah, because the standards they've set are just crazy.
And I will say on that store, I have 0 cases, 0 negative feedback, like zeros across the board. So it's not that it's in danger at all.
But when you've got 3 lifetime, I mean, that could be in danger.
At any moment.
Snap of the fingers, and now you're in danger.
And there are enough other print-on-demand opportunities that I don't necessarily need that one.
Yeah. Well, and that's
Hey, Loretta.
and that's another thing that Etsy is failing to realize is there's other marketplaces.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other marketplaces you could sell your goods.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't have to be there.
It's not like 5, 7, 10 years ago when it was basically just eBay and Amazon, and you played by their rules. Now, fortunately, as sellers, we have a lot of options.
Yeah, so right now with Etsy, we're just kind of in a holding pattern. We're going to give them a little bit of time to figure this out. Mama P says, I've actually been focusing on Etsy more only because of Vindu at the moment. I guess I just keep going until they stop me. Yeah, and if you have those items, that's a good point. If you have those items cross-posted already, then if Etsy nukes your store tomorrow, you still have them listed. You still have your photos, you still have your listings, all of that. So if you're using a Vindu or some sort, or you're just cross-posting manually or whatever, I don't think the risk is as high.
Yeah.
Our Etsy items have never been cross-posted.
No.
They've only been on Etsy.
Yep.
So if Etsy nukes that shop, it's really gone.
It's really gone. But fortunately, we have the items here.
So we could,
So it's just a matter of going through inventory and pulling stuff out.
It would
and-
be a pain,
And realistic.
but
It'd be a pain,
it
but
could be done.
we're not really out the items.
Yeah, yeah. I like Etsy customers better than eBay. Absolutely. Etsy sellers are jumping ship. I may in the new year. The new rules are too strict. Loretta over at Thrift Love Sell says, yeah, I'm really kind of in that same boat of let's hold on at the first of the year. You know, like I'm just backing away from Etsy, letting it sit. And we'll see what 2020 brings. And then if we decide to just move off of there entirely. I hope not. I have really, Lady Justice said, I love eBay or Etsy customers. I like that community. I like the feel of Etsy. So I hope that they figure it out.
Yeah, several times we've sold things and people like message us after, you know, and be like, this thing was great. And they had like a picture if it was a clothing
Yeah, I had it
item.
when it was a hard good. I had it when I was a kid, or yeah. I like Etsy sellers' money. I get more money there. Thrift Love Sale says it's the same as getting 3 negatives on eBay and they shut your shop down. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I totally agree. Totally agree. Yeah, I love the information they give. They have great analytics, so I can see what like key phrases are getting searched, what Google searches are being done to find my items. So yeah, so there are a lot of positives about Etsy that I really don't want to have to let go of. But that new policy is definitely concerning.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm building my own website since I drive most of my traffic anyway, Kauai says. At the end of the day, that is the safest way to go.
Oh, absolutely.
It's definitely more difficult. We've done it in the past. Driving your own traffic is hard. You're now the entire IT team. So,
But you know what? You're also the president of that site and you make your own policies.
yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah. So,
if you can get it to work, boy, that's the dream.
yeah. So yeah, I think if you can build your own site, drive your own traffic, then that's eventually probably the safest way to be. Which leads me to, if that's what you're thinking, if you're like, I don't know about Etsy a year from now, 5 years from now, you know, maybe it's time to start thinking about, okay, how would I build that following? How would I drive that traffic? How can I start today to build that following and get my own buyer base, get my own customer base, so that eventually I can have that site and drive my own traffic there?
Well, I'll tell you one thing, if you even have that dream or consideration of the future that you want your own site, get your URL.
Get your web address
Get
now.
your web address now.
Yeah, I just went on to it. Thrift Love Sell says I still do much better on eBay. I had 1,000 items on both platforms and eBay. Yeah, and we see the same thing. eBay's velocity has trumped Etsy's velocity since
It's always been that way.
the beginning for us.
Yeah.
But there were always certain items that we knew were going to be long tail, that we could get more money for on Etsy, and we were okay sitting on them. So it made sense to have those items on Etsy. But that may not be the case anymore. That's okay. Part of this business is being able to change.
Got to adapt. You got to be able to adapt. If you want to be successful on any of the platforms or just in this business, you have to be able to adapt. You have to be able to see changes coming and shift your business.
Yeah, yeah. And you said it there, you have to be able to see the changes coming. If you wait until they're already here, yes, pivot. If you wait until
Oh, after they're there,
your store has been nuked,
yeah, it's too late.
now you're in trouble.
Yeah.
And so looking at, okay, this is where a site is headed, this is what their traffic metrics are doing, this is, where my buyers seem to be, being able to watch those trends. No, Don, not 3 negs getting you shut down on eBay. It's
This is Etsy.
Etsy. It would be similar to
Yeah.
3 negatives on eBay getting you shut down.
Yeah, but this is Etsy, not
Yes,
not
that is
eBay.
Etsy's new
eBay
policy.
still, well, but it's not 3 negatives to get you shut down on eBay.
Yeah, you can get negatives on eBay. Because eBay understands.
Well,
That-
like you said, they tried this 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, and it didn't work. So, because what happens is you're not just getting rid of the bad sellers then. You're getting rid of everybody.
You're getting rid of all your sellers.
Yeah, yeah. So for right now, we're just kind of in a wait and see moment, which happened at a good time for us because we weren't.
We already kind of dialed back from Etsy, and not because we saw this coming. We didn't even know about it.
Didn't know, but this policy was coming.
We just happened to be dialing back from Etsy anyways. So
And I will say this to your point. I do watch traffic metrics. I watch traffic metrics for
fun.
so,
Like some people watch sports, other people watch soap operas, other people watch talk shows. You watch traffic metrics.
I do. You can go on the internet and for free see the traffic metrics of any
Excuse me.
site out there. So I've been watching Etsy's traffic metrics. I watch eBay's traffic metrics. I watch Poshmark's traffic. I watch everybody's traffic metrics because that's how you catch the trend. So we talk about, like seeing the changes coming. In my opinion, that's one of the ways that you catch the trend. If a site is going down in the amount of traffic they're getting, their bounce rate is going up, those are things that are going to cause me to say, okay, maybe I am going to need to shift here. Maybe I need to start making that plan. What happens if they don't get it right and they don't bring those buyers back?
Yeah, they're indicators.
Yeah, they're indicators of, okay, maybe this isn't going to work anymore.
Yeah.
So, so I watch traffic metrics.
You're a nerd. Mm-hmm. Absolute nerd. But you know what? That's good for business, though. That's good for
Yeah,
If you're doing this full time and you're relying on this income,
it's important information to have.
you really need to be aware of what's going on. It's just like with eBay right now. The CEO is gone, so we're eagerly anticipating who they're going to bring in.
Who is
Because
that
that's
new
going to be an
CEO?
indicator of what direction is eBay going to go in the future.
Yeah,
So, I mean, you really need to be aware.
of all of those things.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just important to know. So that's kind of where we're at with Etsy is just wait and see. We don't have a lot of items left in our vintage shop, and I just won't put up any new items in the
No.
print on demand until we kind of see. But those items continue to sell, and we're continuing to make money there. So
Well, and that's another adverse effect that I don't think Etsy planned for was when you roll out such a stringent policy like this, people are going to dial back just naturally. You're going to dial back, and so instead of Etsy counting on getting all these new listings up in their store, they're going to see a huge decrease.
yeah.
And
Yeah, and the reason why I don't think they're going to change that policy today, and I think the reason why it took eBay 6 months is because it has to get into quantifiable data that they can bring into that boardroom with those suits and say, okay, guys, we did this. Here is the data of the results.
yeah.
So even though we kind of all see it and feel it way before it has to get onto a spreadsheet.
Yeah, well, I mean, we do this for a living. All of us sell on these platforms, so we know that these rules are just crazy unattainable. And unfortunately, a lot of these people, CEOs and whatnot, they don't sell on these platforms, so they don't know. I mean,
Yeah. You can put in a note saying if you have a problem with your order, please message me rather than open a case. I mean, no guarantees, but yes.
but that helps. I
But
mean,
that helps.
that helps.
Yes.
Unfortunately, though, you are planting that seed in the customer. So, what did you do to my phone?
Oh, I tried to do something here. But nonetheless, it does
Yeah.
impact, and it will impact their site. So, but we move on and we move forward,
Yeah.
and where Etsy may be not doing things right as we feel like, those buyers will still be somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Krista says the buyer doesn't understand that opening a case is a bad thing. They use it as a form of communication. Absolutely. Absolutely. They don't, they
Yeah.
just think, I don't have my item yet. I want to know where it is. So,
Well, and it's like the buyer on eBay that leaves neutral feedback.
because it's neutral, it wasn't
Because
good or bad. It
the-
was,
the
I got
item-
exactly what I wanted.
Yeah. They didn't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. So, that buyer though is still going to be somewhere.
yeah.
So the buyer for those highly collectible, those vintage items, that buyer is going to be somewhere. So if that's your market, if that's what you want to sell, your goal then has to be to figure out where that buyer shifted to. Because if new items aren't going up on Etsy, if sellers really do start to pull away from Etsy, then those buyers will stop going to Etsy also because the products aren't there. So, okay, where did they go? The market didn't die, it just moved.
Yeah.
So as a seller, now you have to figure out, okay, where did it move to? But the future of vintage items or whatever isn't gone. It's just shifted.
It's somewhere.
Yeah. So now you just have to figure out where it is. And I know a lot of people are moving to Mercari.
Mercari's got crazy traffic.
Yeah, Mercari does really well. People are seeing vintage items on Poshmark and doing well there. People are doing well even on Bonanza, Depop, Vinted. Yeah. All of those sites.
And again, like I said, a few years ago, we didn't have these options.
Yeah,
I mean,
we're
so-
lucky to have them now.
Be happy you have those options available that, now as sellers, we can determine where we want to go, So,
Yeah. So happy about that. We will make a determination after Q4 where we want those items to go. If we want to continue to source those items, does it still make sense to source those items and sell those items? Q4 is all about Amazon right now for us. So it's basically just Amazon and eBay, and then letting the work that we did the first 10 months of the year pay out on those other sites.
yep.
So that's kind of our game plan, I guess. It's to just kind of hold and wait. I never think it's a great idea to make a rash decision right away.
No,
No,
absolutely not.
no matter what the
Yeah.
issue is, you can move too quickly.
Yeah. It's, I think stepping back and being like, all right, I'm going to try, maybe let this play out. That's probably a good idea. I personally wouldn't go business as usual on Etsy right now, but that's just personal. I mean,
Yeah. Krista, I will have coaching groups in January. Beyond that, I don't know how much coaching I will do in 2020. I've promised that I will offer them in January, but beyond that, just being totally, totally honest, I do not know. I will open those groups over on Instagram. I'll put up a post the first part of December, and then it's just first come, first serve. And when they're full, they're full. Because I do have a limited amount of time. I tried Vindu for cross listing and I'm sold. I do hope their subscription fee is not too high after the free term. Yeah. So in Thrift, I've heard a lot of people that are loving Vindu. And their customer service is fantastic from what I understand. So if you are one of those people that is like, I want to get this stuff cross-listed to get the most eyes on my product as I can, definitely I would suggest looking into Vindu. In other news, we did a Goodwill Blue Box unboxing
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. That video is here. I took all of those items and put them up to auction at our cost. And most of them, I think, I haven't looked, but I think most of them sold. Most
Really?
of them got multiple bids.
Seriously.
Yeah, one of them sold for over $10. So we definitely made our money back. If we're gonna have,
we made our money back plus our fees and.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we're definitely gonna have made our money back.
And
on
you know
those
what?
items?
I stand corrected. I was wrong when we did that unboxing because I thought none of that stuff, except for maybe the Tommy Bahama, and I think we had a polo, Ralph Lauren polo.
Yeah.
So I stand corrected.
So I was happy to see that. Yes, so in Thrift, we did get our ThredUp rescue box.
Yes.
It is sitting over there by the door, totally untouched.
Yep. I'm dying to see what's inside of it.
So Saturday night, right back here,
We're gonna do another
what
unboxing.
time?
7:00.
7
Central,
7
PM
p.m. Central, Saturday night, we will do the ThredUp unboxing. So it is a men's box, which we've been trying to bring in men's items because I feel like not as many people talk about them. So we'll see what's in there. I have been to the ThredUp warehouse sale,
Oh, you've done really well at those.
which is amazing if you ever have an opportunity to go to an actual warehouse sales. Not, they have like a bins type deal that they're doing now. I don't know about that. I haven't been to that. But the actual parking lot warehouse sale, I have done fantastic at.
Yeah, you've got some killer items from that.
So we'll see. We'll see. But if you're interested in what would be in a ThredUp men's rescue box,
Yeah, and the reason we did men's was a lot of people have done women's
the
unboxings
shoes,
and
the
stuff. Yeah, so
purses, all of that stuff, and I feel like that's, you know,
that's been kind of played out. So
that information's out there.
yeah,
But don't see as much information about men's stuff. And if you're not hitting the men's market, don't. My boxes come from the Pennsylvania warehouse and they are okay. You know what? I'm the eternal optimist. I'm hopeful. But then my plan with those items is to do exactly like we did with the Goodwill box. We will put
them
those
up to auction. And
we will put those items directly up to auction at our cost plus shipping.
and see what they do.
And we'll see what they do. So that then you can kind of get an idea of, okay, if I ordered this, you know, this is the cost. This is maybe the potential.
Yeah, and the good thing about us putting them out to auctions is we don't generally do a lot of auctions. So, you know, our store may be different because our traffic numbers are different on our store, but our auctions are going to be just like just about anybody else who does an auction. So
Yeah, we don't
the
have any
results-
crazy relevancy there.
Yeah, so the results of our auctions will really apply, I think, to most
not
people. Yeah, and with anything we say, you know, about items we sell and whatnot, most.
I'm frequently surprised by what sells. My husband will pick up something crazy I would never buy and it ends up being great. Yes, all the time. Not like I did order a few shoes and 2 men's boxes, Simply Dana says. So yeah, it'll be interesting. So if you're interested in that, come join us Saturday night. We will do that live unboxing. We are not opening the box at all until Saturday night when we are live here. So we will see it the first time with you. We are not sponsored, affiliated. I have no affiliation link for ThredUp. So this is totally unfiltered. You will get our actual true opinions
And reaction.
And reactions, yes, if you watched the Goodwill unboxing, you know that you get all the reactions.
We didn't sugarcoat it.
So there you have it. So we're gonna it is a very busy day today.
Oh, also next Thursday
Oh.
is U.S. Thanksgiving.
So we will not have a live next Thursday morning. We hope you all have a great Thanksgiving. Yes, eBay started asking again. Yeah, you were gonna have to fix them. I'm itching to order another box, but I'm trying to behave and sell everything first and then order more other. Yes, we are big on get it listed and get it sold before you get more in. So everybody have a great Thanksgiving and enjoy your time with friends and family.
Like and subscribe, please.
Yeah, share with your friends and join us Saturday night. Bye, everybody.